I'm not sure why we still have a very difficult time embracing the idea that mental illness is an illness, except that we can't see it. You can see it when your arm is in a sling. You can understand it when the doctor says you have cancer. You know it when you get a diagnosis that says you have heart disease. But you can't wrap your head around the idea of mental illness. And I think it's about education. And many family members, like my own, we don't take the time to educate ourselves about what's happening in our own families. Growing up in the 60s, it was talked about in hushed tones, and nobody wanted to admit having anyone in the family who had any mental disability. It was as if you were admitting that, you had some kind of scarlet letter. My sister suffered for years, and we never understood it until it was diagnosed. What I learned about that interaction is to not stop trying, not stop talking to her, not stop giving her an opportunity to vent, and more to the point, not dismiss her feelings, and to validate everything that she's going through. Because here's the point, I may not understand it, but I won't understand it unless I hear her or hear the person who's talking. There was a cousin whose mental illness drove him to violence against his mother. And he ended up going to a mental institution because everybody wanted to pretend it wasn't happening. There's a greater risk in not talking about mental illness and what's happening to your family member. And it doesn't matter that they're talking about it for the 10th time. You must hear them. It's a sad state of affairs when we judge people by the moments in their life where they have a low point. God knows we all have a low point in our life, and what we need is a hand up. So you have to think about the bigger issue, the bigger picture. What happens if you don't talk about it?